Wherever Jesus went, people had already heard about him, and they followed to see and hear him. One time, he took a trip on a ship, and when he landed on the shore, many people gathered quickly to hear him. Some had come to be healed, some to learn, and some, perhaps, were there who didn't even believe in Jesus. On this day, a man named Jairus came to Jesus and wanted to speak to him. Jairus was a ruler of synagogue, that is, he was a religious leader and an important man. When Jairus saw Jesus, he fell at Jesus' feet, knowing that Jesus was God. Jesus could tell that the man was very sad. Jairus said, "My little daughter is sick and at the point of death. I pray you, Jesus, to come and lay hands on her, that she may be healed and live." The little girl was 12 years old. As Jesus walked along with Jairus, many people crowded around wanting to be healed. There was a woman who had been ill for a long time. As she followed Jesus, she said to herself, "If I can just brush against Jesus, if I can just touch of hem of his garment, I know I will be well again." Nearer and nearer she got, and sure enough, when she touched Jesus' cloak, she could tell that she was made well. Jesus knew what she had done. He wanted her to tell about it. He said, "Someone touched me." Jesus turned to look at the woman, who was now afraid and trembling. She fell down before Jesus, telling how it was she who had touched him and had been healed. Jesus kindly said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace." Such crowd of people there were, each one wanting to be near Jesus. Jairus, I'm sure, felt sorry for the woman and was glad that she was healed, but he must have hoped that Jesus would hurry to his house. After all, Jairus' little girl was at the point of dying when he had left, and he knew she would not live long. Still, Jairus had faith in Jesus. As they walked along, a messenger came toward them, and Jairus realized it was someone for his own household. Did the messengers bring good news or bad? "Your daughter is dead," said the messengers. "Why should you trouble the master further?" The little girl was dead. Jairus was afraid. "But it's too late." He knew Jesus could heal, but could he bring the dead back to life? Jesus turned to Jairus. "Don't be afraid, only believe, and your daughter will be made well again." Did Jairus dare to believe it? Could it be that his daughter would live even though they had said she was dead? He did believe Jesus. How anxious he was to arrive home and see about his daughter. Near the house, Jesus stopped the crowd of people. Only Peter, James, and John were allowed to come into the house, along with the girl's father and mother. As they neared the house, they could hear a great noise, as many people were already there, weeping and crying out in their sorrow. Jesus walked into the house and he said, "Why are you making all this ado and weeping? The girl is not dead, she is just asleep." Jesus knew what he was going to do, and that girl would, in a few minutes, be alive again. The people didn't understand, and they didn't believe. They laughed and made fun of Jesus. Then Jesus went in where the girl was lying. Reaching over, Jesus took her hand. He said, "Little girl, I say to you, arise." Her father and mother looked to see what would happen. Immediately, the girl was alive. How surprised they all were. How happy her father and mother. I'm sure they hugged and kissed her and thanked God for this wonderful thing. Jesus had brought their daughter back from death to life.